Country Cookin. I'm your hostess, Cindy Schumacher. On today's show, we'll be making steak salad, Italian wheat bread, lemon frost pie with blueberry sauce, and sangria. This is kind of one of those nice summery meals if you're entertaining friends, maybe for an afternoon or something like that, or want a light supper. So this is one of those that'll give you some ideas for that. I'm going to start off with the bread. The bread that we're making is again, a bread machine recipe. If you want the recipe, I've explained on how to do it if you ask the girls for the recipe. So it calls for 2 cups of bread flour, 1 cup of wheat flour, 1 cup of water, 1.5 tablespoons of sugar, 3/4 teaspoon of salt, and then it calls for a 1/3 cup of pesto sauce. If you, your store should have it. If they don't, you can make your own. And there's tons of recipes out there, but basically it's basil. If you have fresh basil, use that. If you don't, use dried basil. Parmesan cheese, pine nuts, olive oil. But it's easier if you can buy it, but if you can't, make your own. Okay, and then for yeast, I'm using fast rise yeast. With fast rise, it's 2 teaspoons. With regular active dry, then you would want to use 3 teaspoons. So I'm going to quick get this on the bread machine. We'll be right back.
Blazing fast broadband internet from Valley is now available and better than ever. Let us help you decide which speed is best for you. The 50 meg speed would be sufficient for 1 to 4 devices, mainly emailing and surfing the web. Our 100 meg speed works great for 5 to 8 devices and multiple users streaming and downloading video. If you have 8 devices or more that are simultaneously streaming or gaming, or if you have a medium-sized business, the 250 meg speed would work best for you. For extreme heavy home or work from home use, or if you have a medium to large business using 15 or more devices, you may want to consider our 500 meg download speed to fit your needs. And if you're a home or business that needs it all, we have our 1000 meg 1 gig broadband internet speed. Call our office today at 437-2615 and talk with one of our staff members to pick the speed that's best for you.
Okay, we're going to start on the pie. I have 2 egg whites that are room temperature, and we're going to beat those until they have soft peaks. And then we're going to gradually add 2/3 cup of granulated sugar, just a little bit at a time. Once that starts to ribbon a little bit, then we're going to add the rest of the ingredients. We're going to add 2 teaspoons of freshly grated lemon peel, lemon rind. And this is optional. It gets to be, it's just white if you don't add some food coloring. With a few drops of yellow, it gives you kind of the lemony look to it. So I'm going to do 3 drops. And then we need a 1/4 cup of freshly squeezed lemon juice. Measuring cup. It's definitely lemony and it's definitely refreshing, but it just looks so pretty. And then by the time you add the blueberry sauce and give it a squeeze of whipped cream or something out of a can. Okay, now I'm going to add, this is 1 cup of heavy whipping cream that I have whipped. I imagine you probably could use Cool Whip or something. I have never done it with anything other than the fresh cream, so. Then we're going to put this in the pie. Now this needs several hours to chill, if not overnight. Just put it in a pie keeper and let it set up. Okay, it looks like that. Looks pretty plain, but by the time you put the blueberry sauce on it and a little bit of whipped cream, it's an amazing, beautiful dessert. So I'm going to take a quick break to clean up. We'll be right back. Okay, we're going to make the blueberry sauce for the pie. I have 2 tablespoons of cornstarch in my pan already, and to that I'm going to add 2/3 cup of cold water and dissolve the cornstarch in that. And to that, we're going to add 2/3 cup of sugar. A teaspoon of fresh lemon juice. If you don't have fresh lemons, you can use the bottled lemon juice. It'll work just fine. And I need a pinch of salt. Get that thickening up. And I have 2 cups of blueberries that I've washed and stemmed. But it always seems like there's a spare stem. Now, right now I want to tell you, if you want a copy of any of these recipes and you don't have internet, give the Girls of Valley a call. They'd be happy to help you get a recipe. If you do have internet, go to the Valley homepage, www.valleytel.net. Go down to the bottom of the homepage, you'll see YouTube videos, click on that, and you can find the Country Cooking videos there. So if you want to copy the recipe, you click on the Country Cooking Cow on the side of the home page and you'll find all the recipes there. While this is starting to thicken, we'll make the dressing for the steak salad. I need 1/4 cup of balsamic vinegar. One-fourth cup of olive oil. If the regular olive oil is too strong for you, you can find the light tasting olive oil in your store. Two teaspoons of lemon juice. A 1/4 teaspoon of salt. Oops, that's pepper. I do need pepper, but 1/4 teaspoon of pepper. And a 1/4 teaspoon of thyme. If you have fresh thyme, go ahead and use that. I don't have fresh thyme on hand right now, but you use double for fresh that you would for dry. I'm using a 1/4 teaspoon of dried thyme. If you have fresh thyme, use a 1/2 teaspoon. And that is all there is to this. If this isn't a real sweet dressing, if you want it to be a little sweeter, you can add a little. If you want it to be a little saltier, you can do that. But I'm going to warn you that the nature of this is to season the meat quite heavily, so you'll get a lot of excuse me, seasoning from that. So I'm going to put this in the refrigerator to chill. And then we'll season the meat and I'll get it on the grill. That's still waiting to thicken. Okay, I'm going to start with salt and pepper. This recipe, this is called butcher steak. This recipe, actually the idea for this meal was given to me by Rich Vetch, who is the manager of Ken's in Eureka. He said he was in Las Vegas and they had this steak salad and he said it was unbelievable, and he said it was, you know, it was such a beautiful meal, and so he told me all about it. He told me about this butcher steak. This butcher steak, this amount about right here is all that is on one animal. So this particular very tender cut of meat is hard to find, so it's not cheap. It'll cost you about, for this package, about $12. So I've got about $24 worth of meat here. It doesn't take a lot, so you can feed a lot of people with this amount. Anyway, you want to season the meat very well and just use salt and pepper. If you want to add Montreal steak seasoning, you can do that, but you want to heavily season the meat. Spread it apart when we get to it here. You almost want to make a kind of a crust with your seasoning. Also, don't be afraid to leave your room, let your meat get to room temperature before you throw it on the grill. It will just enhance the flavor a little bit. And the pepper shaker doesn't want to shake very well. If you have a pepper grinder, use that. Nice coarse ground pepper. Okay, set this aside. Okay, this has gotten thick, so I'm going to add the blueberries to it. Reduce the heat a little bit. Just let those cook down just a little bit. You still want them to look like plump berries, so you don't want to mash them or anything. Just and the cornstarch mixture will start to take on that blue color. Okay, while that's cooking, I'm going to go get the bread. We'll take a quick break. We'll be right back.
Valley is now offering updated digital TV packages and prices. Ask us about the brand new Choice TV package. Call Valley today at 437-2615.
Okay, I shaped the bread into a French bread loaf. I like serving a French bread just because it seems to go a long way and it's easy for people to take a smaller slice. But anyway, I shaped it into a baguette, and then I'm taking, you take the sharpest knife you can find, take about 4 slashes across it like that. And then I sprinkle it with a few things just to kind of give it a little bit of a zesty topping. This is garlic powder, so about a 1/4 teaspoon, maybe less, just depending on, I just kind of sprinkle it like that. I take white pepper, and you could use black pepper if you want. The white pepper just doesn't give it any color because this is such a colorful bread as it is. And then just some Lowry seasoned salt to just give it a little bit of a saltiness, like that. Then I cover it with a plastic wrap. And I cover it with a dry cloth towel. And then we're going to set it aside and let it rise. And I've used a fast rise yeast, so hopefully it won't take too long. We're going to just set it over here. This is the blueberry sauce, and we're going to get that in the refrigerator. You can actually serve this hot on the pie if you want. I just like it better cold because the pie is cold, then the hot sauce. Usually, like on a cake, a hot sauce is good, but on a pie, especially one that's been chilled, is not my preference. So I just go ahead and chill the sauce down, and I think you'll be happier with it. The pie will just stay a little firmer. So we're gonna just wait for the bread to rise a little bit. We'll throw the steak on the grill and we'll be ready to eat. Be right back.
Internet is here. Valley now has higher broadband speeds of up to 1 gigabit. Get the bandwidth you need for all your devices at one time. Gaming with no lag time. Video stream your favorite movies instantly in HD quality. Video chat with friends and family without interruption. Download your favorite music and photos in seconds. All on our 100% fiber optics network. Valley offers managed Wi-Fi and backup services too, bringing together all the services you need. Valley Telecommunications Cooperative.
Okay, the bread is done rising, so we're going to throw it in the oven. I have it preheated to 375, and then I have a little trick that I use. I put the bread in the oven, and then if you like the kind of crispy, chewy crunch to your bread, I always throw a few ice cubes in the bottom of the oven, and it kind of gives you a little bit of a steamy effect in there. So I'm just going to toss it into the bottom of the oven there, and that will give you that chewy, crispy crust on that. So we're gonna start getting some of the salads ready. I have the steak on the grill. So what I have is a mixture of greens and iceberg lettuce. The iceberg lettuce I like to use because it gives the salad a little more body. So, and because this is the meal, you want to be generous with the lettuce. And you want to put it on a plate because it's, you know, it is going to be big. And then you can use whatever ingredients you want. Once again, this is a recipe that Rich Vetch from Ken's in Eureka has told me about, and he kind of gave me a hint on what was on there. So I have some thinly sliced cucumbers. We're just going to kind of toss them around. And you would want to do this for all of your guests. You want to dish the salads yourselves rather than tossing it in a bowl. That way then you can kind of be a little more artistic with your ingredients. Put some red onion on there. Got some stringy ones here. I have I sliced yellow and orange peppers that way it gives me just a little more color, and if you know me at all, you know I'm all about color. I just think that it just makes things more appetizing when you have you know, a little more color to it. If you have tomatoes, go ahead and use wedges. Tomatoes are not in season at the time of this filming, so I'm using grape tomatoes. I've got some hard-boiled eggs that I've wedged. Fresh mushrooms. And if there's something that you don't care for, or don't be afraid, don't feel like you have to use it, this is just all some of the suggestions that he had said when he ate in Vegas that were on there. So, but it's, as you can see, it's shaping up to be a beautiful, colorful salad, and then we're going to put the steak right across the top in the center. Avocado here. Okay, I'll just let you take a look at how pretty these are, and then we're gonna slice the steak in thin strips, and we're going to put it right on the top in the center. So I'm going to go out and check the meat on the grill. We'll be right back. Bread is done. Okay, I dished the pie. We're going to quick throw together the sangria. The nice thing about sangria is you can do it right before you serve it, or you can put it in the refrigerator and let it chill for however long. I'm using a bottle of Shiraz, which is a dry Australian wine. And then to that we're going to add a half cup of lemon juice, a half cup of orange juice, a half cup of sugar, and I want to get that in there so we can kind of get that dissolving with those. While we're stirring this up, I want to remind you, if you need a copy of any of these recipes, if you don't have internet, give the girls at Valley a call. They'll be happy to help you with a copy. If you do have internet, just go to the Valley homepage, www.valleytal.net. Click on the Country Cooking Towel. You'll be able to find all the recipes there. Okay, so we need a 1/4 cup of brandy. I'll pour the 1/2 cup of orange juice in. 1/4 cup of brandy. There's many recipes for sangria out there. There's white sangrias and red sangrias. You can pretty much find just about anything you want. But this is a good recipe. And then we want 9 ounces of either club soda or lemon lime. I'm doing 7-Up. Some ice in there. Okay. We're going to slice the bread and we'll slice the meat and we'll be ready to go. Just float a little fruit in there. You can actually put it in the pitcher once. My pitcher is just kind of small, so there wasn't a lot of space to put everything in. Okay, let's get the I'm going to get the dessert ready and then we'll slice the meat and it's all set. Okay, now with the meat, you want to slice it on a diagonal like this. Slice in here. It smells good. I wish you were here. Okay, here we go. We have our steak salad, our Italian wheat bread, our lemon frost pie with the blueberry sauce, and our sangria. Thanks for joining us today on Country Cooking. We hope to see you next time.